Dylan Bender. I grew up in central Wisconsin, moved out to Montana 6 years ago. Just military brought me out here, and then Montana like made me want to stay. I love it out here, like bird hunting, upland bird, waterfowl, big game, the camping, the people, like everything that I could want in a community. Yeah, military got me out here, and then the goats, I was saying, like, they're kind of an odd creature, and we really don't know what got us into it, like specifically, but when we first moved into this house, Alyssa's like, I want goats. And so we went on Craigslist and I found the cheapest goats I could find at 25 bucks a goat. And then we went and spent like 600 bucks on fences to get them set up in like 2 weeks or whatever. So then that got us into goats, and then I realized like I'm a super utilitarian guy. Like I want dogs that work, goats that work. Like I don't like just looking at something. Like we even have a cat and it's our mouse surfer inside. So I started doing research on pack animals, and goats and pack goats like came up to the top. I was like, oh, that'd be cool to get into. So then like most things, I went all in and got 4 goats in the spring of 2020, and they've been hanging out with us ever since. So we got Marvin and Dwight as bottle babies, so they're like 20 days old when we got them. So then we had to come out 3 times a day, feed them bottles up until they were like 20 weeks old, and like weaned them off of it. So they got to be really attached to us, and kind of still are, which is one of the ways that you don't need to lead a goat through the mountains. They'll just follow you because they're imprinted on humans. And then like you could do it with like a dam raised goat where they're not a bottle baby, and you just gotta go out there and like love on the goats every single night, which isn't a bad thing either.
Oh, damn it.
Like top 3 reasons to bring your goats on like backcountry hunts or backcountry camps or whatever you want to do in the backcountry is utility, camaraderie, and then just the ease of goats. Utility-wise, each goat, say they're 150 pounds, they're carrying 40 pounds, thereabout, which, their pack saddle's 10 pounds, so that's still 30 pounds off of your back, which is crazy to think. You can pack out an elk in 2 trips if you get 4 goats that are doing really well, or, if you're deer hunting, it's even quicker. And then camaraderie, just like right now, you'll be sitting around the campfire and they'll want to be right there, like hanging out with you, wanting to get their chin scratched, rubbing their horns on you, and like thankfully they're not too mean, so they don't headbutt you. But like camaraderie of going up a mountain, like when we went out hunting a couple weeks ago, we were like 3/4 of the way up the mountain, and I'm huffing and puffing, and then I look back and like Pedro's just like standing there looking at me. I'm like, you dirty dog, like can't you be breathing hard like me? And I don't know, that's kind of cool because my goats are pretty out of shape. Like you're supposed to do like run with them, hike with them all the time, but of course life, and I'm lucky to get out some, as much as I do, and they're still like keeping up with me and even like surpassing what I can do. And then like the 3rd reason I would say is just the ease. They can eat anything, drink. Like we went out for 4 days and we were crossing streams all the time, and finally on the 4th day the goats were like, all right, I could take a sip now, like it's about time. And I'm like, I went through probably 15 liters of water at the time that you guys took your first sip, but it's That's what I would say is the top 3 reasons. They're just kind of a all-around cool creature.
Steam coming off.
That's why he's standing broadside to the fire.
That's smart though.
He's getting the full body experience.
So you would be really funny if eventually he like rotates from the other side.
Man.
They are goofy animals. It's like their body is outsized for their legs. The goats are fun. Like I go through like moments of like, yeah, the goats are great, and then other moments of like, this is a goat show, you know. But so they like Dylan a lot because he's, you know, obviously their guy. So when he's out front, they want to be with him, and so sometimes like, especially the final setup when we're just like kind of soft talking back and forth to this bull, and he's giving us his location, and Dylan's going forward towards him real quiet, trying to get in close. The goats all of a sudden start going, "Bah!" And Dylan kind of like looks at me, and I look at him, I'm like, mm-mm. But ironically enough, like even with them, you know, doing their thing, the elk kind of stayed put still. So I mean, I thought it was done because he definitely shut up for a little while after that.
Yeah.
And the goats kept doing their thing, but he stayed there. Yeah. And apparently they don't do that when Dylan's with them, right? They don't talk. Yeah. They talk when I'm around. They're worried.
Yeah. Now they're tired of standing over me.
Yeah.
Man, that was tiring. Time for another break. I would say if you're wanting to get into goats, you need a nice truck that has a topper. Like, my favorite thing in life with trucks is toppers. I got the old like grandpa topper that goes way up, so these guys can like stand up and not have to worry about their head being down, whatnot. And yeah, I just throw a collar on them, lead them up to the truck. Sometimes it's kind of like gotta pull them up and whatnot, but they usually just jump right in. And when you get out there, they're kind of like, I would say cute looking, like little sawbucks for the back of the goats to put the saddles and panniers on. And like you get all that and you're set to pack with your goat for years, you know. Oh, Dwight's getting frisky. Hercules wants it. Dang, that's pretty good, Dwight.
This is the goat show.
The goat show.